And yes, of course, it's your boy 10, and I bring you the updates from the FIFA 2026 World Cup. So, yes, we are now at the quarterfinals, a very delicate phase. One more phase, and you are 70% sure of a medal. What that means is if you get past this point and you get to the semifinals, you may either get first, second, third, or nothing. But then, what a run it has been so far. Some of the favorites are out of the tournament, and some of the favorites still have their foot stamped on winning this trophy with a very strong campaign. We have Argentina, we have Switzerland, we have Norway, we have England, we have Spain, Belgium, France, and Morocco. Of all these people, the people we didn't expect to see in the World Cup at this stage was Switzerland and Norway. Switzerland, because of course they almost always make it to the World Cup, but we don't see them coming this far so often. And some of their star players from the previous World Cup were not in this particular edition. However, new stars are born and new opportunities are created, and that's what we have currently. And also, we have Norway. This is their first time coming to a World Cup in a couple of years. Haaland, Odegaard, these are their first World Cups, right? And they did well. They have done so well, taking out strong oppositions, especially Brazil. Brazil was a very tough challenge for them, and their next challenge is also going to be a tough one. However, before we get to the predictions for who we think is going to go forward to the semifinals, let us appreciate the performance of goalkeepers in this tournament. The first and the best of them all, I would say, has been Vozinha. We saw him keep a clean sheet against Spain. We saw him perform excellently against Uruguay, and his supernatural final performance against Lionel Messi and the Argentines. It was indeed a solid performance. Apart from that, we have seen other goalkeepers stepping up from countries we did not expect. Except Switzerland goalkeeper, who has a reputation already to a fair extent. Other goalkeepers, most of their names were not so known, especially Messi, right? Lionel Messi. We saw his performance; it was exceptional. It was exceptional. I think that should be the DR Congo goalkeeper when they played against England. So that has been nothing short of beautiful. However, straight to the predictions of the game, we have France, who we expected to be at this level, facing Morocco, who have gotten to the semi-finals in the previous edition, which was a record-breaking edition for them. Because, of course, before last World Cup, only 3 African countries have gotten to the quarterfinals. Morocco did not just get to the quarterfinals, they got to the semi-finals. And so this time again, they are the quarterfinals, but they are going to be facing France. So I think France is going to win this. France has more firepower in front, more lethal, and also Morocco have lost their key man, Saibari. That man has been on fire for Morocco, the Bayern Munich man, but it's unfortunate they'll play without him. However, let's see what happens, right? New stars are meant to be born when another fall. Also, we're going to be having two other teams, Spain and Belgium. These two teams, one came in as a favorite, the other was just, oh, let's see what they have, right? The dying away of the golden generation. However, they have made a statement so far, especially giving US 4-1. That was a statement win, and we are seeing a reborn Belgium right in the middle of the tournament, because of course they didn't start in the best way. They started losing to Egypt. We are lucky to get a win. They couldn't win Iraq, and all of those things. They were able to get a draw against Egypt and they only were able to get one win at the end of the group stage, which was not expected. But then coming back from the Senegal 2-0 and all of that to beating US 4-1, they are now here. However, I think I'm standing with Belgium in this game because I've not still seen the Spain that won the Euros. This is not the best of Spain. Yes, they have not conceded a goal, but they are not at their best. They are not brutal. They are not lethal. They are not scoring as much as they ought to, as much as we know them for, right? So I'll be standing with Belgium, considering their rebetes. I want to give rebetes a chance, right? And then we also have Norway versus England. The Englishmen have really had a strong campaign, going to the Aztecas where Angels play to win Mexico in front of their own fans. With everything that Mexico did on and off the pitch, they could not stop the Englishmen, and Englishmen were able to comfort Bellingham, Harry Kane. These guys have been on fire, as well as Anthony Gordon, the new Barcelona signee. What a game. We also still have Rashford, Saka, all coming in from different fronts, giving varieties to the Englishmen, and that has given them a very strong advantage. However, on the other side, we have a very well coordinated Norwegian side who have a talisman in Erling Haaland that does not have Messi once he sees the net, right? And finally, we have Argentina versus Switzerland. I think that's going to be a straight win for Argentina. Argentina are not giving up in this tournament. They keep fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. However, for England versus Norway, there's no way I can give the perfect prediction. I think England will have the win, but Norway are really going to try to give a big upset, right? And whatever happens, they have done well for a first campaign in a long time. However, let's still note that the top goal scorers in this tournament are still very much around, right? Lionel Messi himself, the GOAT, is around. Will be playing Switzerland. I think he's going to score. He has 8 goals at the moment. Haaland is still around with 7 goals. Mbappe is still around with 7 goals. We still have Harry Kane, who have 6 goals, right? We still have Dembele, who have a couple of number of goals and all of that. So this tournament is right at the stage where intensity is high, and we are going to be seeing so much great performance from this point. It's your boy 10. These are my predictions, and I look forward to seeing the beauty we're going to enjoy in the 2026 World Cup. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the match.